Morning peeps, I'm back with another expected stats video because remember we made that team last week with the for the Generals Mini League. Well, here it is. Let's see how we did last week first of all, because we ended up with 44 points, which was probably pretty much bang on average. I think average was 43. We ended up 2.5 million game week rank, so it's not a bad start for us. It was really only Salah and Aguero brought the points in, and a couple of clean sheets, Aki and Digny. And we picked our defenders not for clean sheets but for attacking points, and none of them got any of those. But pretty much a good solid start, I think, for our expected stats team. Those that didn't watch that video, this team was built around expected stats, and we'll have a look at our team for next week, see what it's looking like, see if we need to make any transfers, because it's looking pretty good. We've got Olibas home to Huddersfield, Doherty at Brighton, Monreal at Palace, and Aki at Fulham. I think we'll play a 4-3-3 because we don't want to play Sigurdsson at Man United. So we've got Hazard at Burnley, Fraser at Fulham, Salah home to Cardiff, he'll be the captain. Ings at home to Newcastle's a good fixture, and Wilson at Fulham. I mean, that's a really good fixture, isn't it? Because they're garbage. And Aguero doesn't really need a good fixture. So his team's looking very good for next week. We're 117th in the fundraising league. I don't know how many people are in it. Let's go and have a look at that. See who's in it. See who's in the lead, shall we? Rick Sun is in the lead. 63 points. So that's a solid start. So he's only the leader's only outdone us by 20 there. So we'll go and have a look and see who we can laugh at the end. Let's have a look. Not that we should be laughing at them peeps, because we don't want to do anything daft. Now let's have a look. Not sure how many of them are in this league. Probably be about 300, I suspect. I was only 230, so we're not doing that well. We're in 170th out of 230, so not too good at all. Couple in the low 20s there, a few low 20s. Not that many got below 30, which is surprising. I thought there might have been a few more than that. But anyway, that's that league. So that's what we're seeing how we do in that this season with using our expected team. So that's the team. We're going to have a look at expected goals and that and see if anything much has changed. Because it's looking like pretty similar. We've still got the first four there. Wilson's still doing all right on expected goals. This is expected goals and assists, by the way. This is ordered. Now Silva's come up. He's moved up quite. I don't think he was up that high last week. So if we need a midfield replacement, then Silva's going to Silva would be the one. But I don't really think we do this week, because none of them have done that bad, and we can't really afford him anyway unless we take out Hazard. I mean, our lowest space one at the moment is Sigurdsson, and he's only on the third page, so he's not doing too badly. And we can bench him next week against United. He's our lowest rated midfielder at the moment, and our three strikers are all on the first page. And Fraser's still on the second page, and there's no one else. There's Bernardo Silva, who we could afford to replace Sigurdsson with. But now that De Bruyne's back, I think he won't get many minutes. I think he was subbed off for De Bruyne this week, and he's not going to see so many minutes going forward, I think. So there's no one else really that we could consider replacing him with. So I think what we'll do this week is save for free transfer. And we're going to have 2 transfers next week. If Hazard was to be injured this week, turns out his back's bad or whatever, then we probably would bring Silva in. David Silva, he'd be the one. He's not far ahead of Sterling, is he? So, I mean, in terms of using the funds, you'd probably say Sterling would make better use of them, wouldn't you? But when he's like 3 million more expensive, if you can get the same sort of stats for less, then maybe David Silva is a better option than Sterling. He certainly played very well the other day, didn't he? He hasn't got as many points, I think, but he's expected to have got as many. More assists, and Sterling's more about the goals, I think. I see Aubameyang's crept into the front page, and that's quite interesting because everyone's saying, he's hardly had any shots, has he? And he's scored nearly every shot he's had. So you'd expect his actual goal. Well, he's had 6 actual goals, but he should have had 3.5. So he's outperforming what he should be doing. But he still made it onto the first page, even though he's only supposed to have had 3.5. I think that's because of his minutes. His minutes are less than quite a few people. But he's still not doing too badly, is he now? Who have we got? We've got Aguero, Wilson and Ings. Vardy'd be our main choice over Ings, but because of the money we have to have Ings. But Aubameyang's creeping up there. He's not much different from Kane. He's actually got more goals than Kane, hasn't he? So very hard to predict, though, and it's difficult, peeps. It really is. Who else is creeping? Let's have a look and see if anyone else is creeping up the list. Looks like all the same suspects from last week. There's no one really. I think David Silva's gone up quite a bit higher than he was, but apart from that, it's all the usual people. Once you get more data, then it takes, one game week isn't going to change things too much unless someone has a real spectacular week. So I don't think we really need to make any transfers at all this week because our defence is good and we've got they've all got good fixtures next week, haven't they? So apart from we just benched Digne and Sigurdsson at Man United. I think that's about right. We don't really want to start Højbjerg, do we? Well, no, because all those 4 of those defenders have got good fixtures. So we could see some attacking returns next week, which is why we've bought them. I don't know if Olibas will get his place back. I suppose he will. But they did quite well without him, didn't they, Watford? Winning 2-0. So it remains to be seen. If he doesn't get his place back, then we might have to look at selling him. But with 2 free transfers next week, it'll be pretty good. So anyway, peeps, that's about it for this one, I think. I just thought I'd come on and update you on what's been happening with it. So where are we? We don't want to be looking at those. I'm a bit lost. Here we go. Back on. Right, so transitioning to our ending. So that's my Twitter handle there. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we'll be doing a few more of this. So I've got to have a look at the form tables from last week. Remember I did the form tables and they did pretty well. There's a couple of games they got wrong. They got the Wolves game wrong, but everyone got that wrong, didn't they? No, I don't think anyone was predicting Watford to go there and win 2-0. So they're never going to be perfect, but we'll have a look at them again in a day or two and also have next week's form tables up as well. Okay then, peeps, that's it for now. So cheers. I'll talk to you all later. So make sure you chat back and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, cheers.